Narendra Kalangati Wandi Wandi, and Woman Executive Leadership Team here at Wominda.
And Cleo Wellington, Kalangati Jirinjo Wandi Wandini Woman, and also part of the Exec Leadership Team.
This morning we're here to talk about saying yes to the voice, to the referendum, and what that means for us as community women and Wominda. So, CJ, what do you think of the voice, sis?
Yeah, really? The nice one first. I think for me, I think why not? We're at a point in time where I think we've got to take every opportunity that comes our way. I mean, let's be real, we've been fighting colonisation since it first hit our shores, and we've been asking for a voice ever since then. And so for me, and can I just say, like, yes, we're posting this on Wominda's site, but I am a community woman, like I am community, first and foremost. And so for me, it's always about what's the next step? Like, how do we keep progressing and how do we not go backwards? And I feel like the voice, there's so many questions. It isn't all worked out how this will be structured, and there's co-design of structures out there. But then for me, it goes back to the question. And for a long time, I didn't believe in being included in the Constitution. I was actually one of those people who thought, well, why would I want to be in their Constitution? They're not my government, they don't represent me. But over the last 10 years, my thoughts have changed, and I can see that being in this space that we work in at Wominda, and being in our roles and being at different discussion tables and meeting with different people in government, for me it all comes down to individuals and a person. And let's face it, our government and our structures, our policies, they're people. And I feel like there can be change within the system, and it has to start with the people, and it has to start with you as an individual. So I think for me, that's why I'm hopeful, and I do use the word hopeful, that the voice can actually be a part of the change that I want to see for my people and my community.
Realistically, why shouldn't we be in the Constitution? If that Constitution governs this country, then we absolutely need to be in it. I feel like for too long, we've been talked about, controlled, conditioned, and I envision the yes and the voice to implement those changes. I feel like we've been a part of this for a long time, and I feel like our community deserve this, and I feel like this will make the change that we've been asking for, and it's not going to happen overnight, I know that, but we've been in it for the long haul since 1788, and we'll be in it until years and years to come. But this is an opportunity for us to create the pathway and to clear that pathway for our youth coming through, to make it a little bit easier for them to step through, and this will give us the voice that we need to be able to make those changes, like you said, sis. Keeping them accountable is what needs to happen, and everybody that's a part of that needs to absolutely recognise that.
And it comes back to, as well, I always think, if there are all those non-Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who, let's put it real, like they're racists, are so against it, like they want to say no, that even makes me more want to say yes. Like, because obviously they can see the power in it, and actually the opportunity that can actually come from it. So I say to everyone else out there, like, why wouldn't you say yes? When you hear people like Pauline Hanson and all those type of people, like, I think, well, okay, why are you saying no? And I think, well, because we're getting recognition, because we're going to have a voice. So why, for me as a Koori woman, I'm like, well, hell yeah, why wouldn't I say yes?
And coming out of cultural immersions, the fear that white people have in losing their land and their businesses, and that we're just going to come in and take over their homes, is just downright funny. But in saying that also, like, even for our mob that's, still unsure or saying no, like, Absolutely. Why would we trust anything that the government has said and that's going to be positive for our people? But like Leanne said, and I rarely use the word hope, you know, but that's what it is, instilling that into our people. And, you know, backing ourselves as well, supporting each other through this, because we're getting, you know, shit on left, right and centre at the moment. You know, racists aren't making no blanket approaches here. They're, you know, downright, you know, worried that Aboriginal people are going to gain self-determination to its fullest extent, and their fear of loss of control and power, and that they will no longer be able to condition us, steal our money, take our wages, because that stuff's all still happening. And, you know, implementing all these recommendations that sit on shelves and, you know, gather dust. I'd be concerned too if I was a white racist person. But at the same time, why wouldn't you want to honour and be proud that you live in a country with the oldest living culture in the world, and acknowledge that, take ownership for the past and present day atrocities, and want to start changing those things? That's why you need to be saying yes. So the simple question is, should Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people have a voice? And the answer is clearly yes.
So when the referendum, when that date is scheduled in, when it comes to your time to cast your vote, we want you to say yes, because it's the right thing to do. It's just a simple question, like Hal said. We're not asking you to solve our problems, we're asking you to say yes. So make a stance, stand beside us to make change for our people. Just say yes.